Hey, we are
Hey
back.
man,
We are
you already
back.
see.
Welcome to the podcast with the four best friends. We call it the Black Super Friends Podcast. Welcome to Monday Night Raw.
We live. Oh my God. Maybe we needed that to happen to help with the emotions, but man. I mean,
My boy is live from the Matrix.
oh my God, is that like live TV, man? So shout out to my boys, the Black Super Friends podcast. We're coming live. Some of us are coming from other angles and other directions. So if the session tonight isn't the best quality, it's because I'm shooting remotely like we do every other week. So I'm on the West Coast, everybody's on the East, but we're gonna make it the best show possible. Now, as we start off, we're a live show and we real people. So I want to honestly tell you that it's gonna be one of those shows because the Black Super Friends is a movement. It's a nation. You got Rough Riders where you got Black Super Friends. And within the last 2 weeks, we have endured some major blows, some bad news, horrible news. We've lost another member of our family, and the timing of it was horrible. But it was one of those calls that you do not want. It is one of those things which makes you question for a long, long time, you know. But the thing is, we're men that have evolved. When we see each other, we if something was happening to me tomorrow, my boys would know that who got love for them, and you know, you know the better good. We tomorrow's not promised to anybody, so it's gonna be one of those emotional shows because the person that we lost was one of our brothers. He was like a baby brother, a cousin. He was a black super friend, and our nation, our group would never be the same, and we're all struggling. So the person that's going to be impacted, I would think the most, because I am having a horrible time, will be the ladies' man because the ladies' man and Dre share the office every day, and if you knew their relationship is almost like kid and play because Dre was Dre was an amazing person. He's probably the most genuine person I ever met. He would give you this smile and this shrug, and you never seen nobody so happy. An amazing person, probably so happy, so loving, so genuine, and he was always trying to make somebody better. Whether it was me and him talking about cryptocurrency, whether he was trying to sell you on travel packages, the man was just about living life. He loved his family, and I'm gonna go to Zay first because it's hard. It's all yours, Zay.
Man, to all those things that you said are Dr. Dre. That's him. Man, it is a tough week. That's definitely my business partner, my cousin, my brother, my friend, and also the win in my sales when I didn't even think I had sales. And it went and to go in my sale, I should say. The one thing I will say is definitely a tough loss. He's definitely one of the behind the scenes Black super friends. But if you really knew the dynamic of who we are, you know that Dre was ever present, always. Hell, when the Decepticons got me, Dre got me right. That's my techie. You know what I'm saying? And I love him. I love him dearly. Dre, I know you don't drink, but you see this Remy, your cousin gonna drink for you. Like I said, we shared a business together, and what you said, Horace, is the epitome of Dr. Dre. He wants to see everyone eat. He wants to see you better yourself. It's so many people that say that they've never seen Dre mad. I have, but you know, to know him is to love him, and he loved everybody, and it showed in the outpour. I want to thank each and every person that has reached out to me to tell me condolences or keep my head up. I'm here to tell y'all I'm actually in good I am hurt because that's my partner. But I with that smile, that genuine heart, can't nobody tell me he's no place else but up there with our Lord and Savior and our Father. So I'm all right with that. But I do have a caveat about Drake because everyone thinks that Zay is the smooth one and the calm one. But he is. It's Dre. It's teddy bear ass Drake. You feel me? Dre has that way to make you see the other side, the good side of everything and everybody, even when they're terrible. You know, he still has kind words and a way to motivate you and to get you going and to see the bright side of everything. So I'm really gonna miss my cousin, my brother, my friend, that's my guy. I'm gonna miss him, but I'm going to do him a solid. I'm going to live on for him. I'm gonna execute the things that he was trying to get established for us. I'm gonna finish that out for him. His daughter, we got you, and it's a whole village. So I almost missed tonight to make sure that she goes to the father-daughter dance, but we have another Black super friend. Thank you, Douglas Lawson, for taking Ellie and keeping a father figure in her life, because that's what we will do. We will all step up, and that's our promise to you. But again, like I said, I don't want to be too long with everyone who's reached out to me. Zay's all right. Please check on my guy's fiance. She needs all the love and support that she can get, and definitely the kids. What about you, Hart?
Well, I think when you called me, I was like, man, not again. And then I could even hear it in your voice when you was telling me, because I was like, come on, man. It's like, we all know these days are gonna come, but as I even told you that sometimes when people your age are so close to you and your age, and you kind of seen them in their transitions and they grow up in life, it kind of make you question your mortality. It kind of make you like look at all the stuff you've been through, and then make you understand that the world and all the stuff you was just worried about or upset about or trying to hurry up and get is not that it's frivolous, because we just don't know about life. So then I seen everybody posting, and it's like every day I tried to post and I couldn't, and I was gonna post again. And I was like, man, you called me again. I was like, my bad, bro. I couldn't even. I don't like posting anyway when stuff like this happened, but I couldn't really do it because the last picture I had, I was cleaning my room. And just a quick story, the last time I was down there, everybody know when I come home now, I really just like to hang with my family and my friends. I don't really like to go out, and I don't really like the club and stuff like that. So I'm driving, and then say like, man, I think Dre, next thing you know, Dre get me, and I'm in the club, and I got on sandals and goddamn shorts in the club, because Dre never asked me to go out. Like Dre the one person who'd be like, nah, I ain't doing it. So he's like, man, come on out. So I'm like, what? Dre? I gotta go. So he got me on the back streets of a club with sandals and a damn polo on. So my wife see the picture, she like, why you in the club like that? I'm like, man, Dre never asked me to go nowhere. So when he asked me, I'm like, damn, fuck it, let's just go. Say, now me and him was in there. I ain't stayed too long because my feet was out. But I was happy I did. I'm happy I got that picture because it was so spontaneous.
Yeah.
And the same day I got an old school. So I'm like, Dre, man, you done retired from music. Now who gonna hook up my music? And this just speaks to Dre. He was like, bro, I don't do music no more, but for you, whenever the car come out, I got you, bro. You know that. I always did, I got you no matter what. And it's just like all those little things, like that a person like this continuously thinking about you. Like I didn't talk to him all the time, but he was in Dallas. The man is calling me from Dallas on a trip with his wife. Like, bro, I seen these hats and I had to get you one. I know you liked it. Like little stuff like that. I'm like, bro, this is amazing to have just good-hearted people who just genuine. And a lot of Black people, men, I always hear, I want to see my brother come up. I want to see my brother come up. But to actually have a person like that in your circle who genuinely is not selfish and always want to see somebody come up, it's a grave loss, not only to us, but to the whole community. Because those kind of people are far and rare and in between. And I'm hurting for Palm Beach and for the community of Black men right now because Dre was special. And like Jay said before I hand it over to Chris, that we definitely got his daughter, his wife, if they ever need anything. And I'm big on that. If anybody ever need anything, we're going to have you, because I know one thing for sure, you will have me. I definitely know that from the bottom of my heart. So we love you, Dre. We know you looking now right now, telling Zay, you better make sure his Wi-Fi don't go out.
Hey, I definitely said what you said though, Hardy. A giant definitely fell. I think when that news bust about Dre, the world stopped for a second because they couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I actually sat still. So, as I said to y'all before, the first day I think was the shell shock for me. After that, I think about that last conversation we had. We said, "Cuz, don't worry about it. I'm all right." And that what kind of carries me when I want, when it gets crazy. I still have my moments because I'm human, but I just have that calm about myself that he good, like he told me, and I'm gonna go ahead and not worry about it. What you got, Chris?
I remember when I first found out. My brother called me, and I missed the call first, and then I called him back, and he was like, "Hey man, you heard what happened with Dre? I mean, with Dre?" I was like, "Dre who?" I thought it was my homeboy that I grew up with. He was like, "Zay Dre, his cousin." And I was like, "What you mean, Dre Gordon?" And he was like, "Yeah, he did." And I'm like, "No, man." And it kind of like, because we already dealing with a homeboy death, and we got to go to the funeral this weekend on Father's Day. So, we already dealing with that. So this was like another gut shot. But to be honest with you, I didn't know Dre like that. But anybody that's close to you, you know what I'm saying, they got love for you. I got love for him, but I really didn't know him like that. So what I want to do, I know we having a celebration of Dre, but I want to check on you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure you straight, because this ain't the first time you had to deal with something like this on this particular show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You done had some times on this show after some deaths, fathers, all kinds of stuff. Another family member recently died. So I want to make sure you straight, dog. And I want to let you know, extend myself to let you know that, bro, anything you need, if you just need somebody to talk to, if you need me to hit that road, I drive down there, dog. I know loss. I know losing loved ones, people that I really, really care for. So, like I said, I didn't know Dre that well, but I know you, and I love you. And anything that you need, my brother, I'm here for you. Anything just need to talk. Okay, what time of day it is, bro? Just holler at me, bro. I understand what you're going through. I've been there. So I just want to, extend that, bro. I love you.
Thank you, bro. Love you too. I appreciate it. I know I'm gonna need it in the times coming. But like I said, as for right now, and it's crazy you said that, I'm okay. I think about the last few conversations we had, because I talked to him every day for the last 4 days, with no problem. Never even seen it coming. Didn't, feel anything like that. And it's crazy because he hesitated to tell me what his situation was, because he knew exactly what you said. Man, you dealt with that in so many rights, back to back to back to back. Like, I don't want you worrying about me, cuz. And that's a testament to who he is. He's always worried about the other person. Everybody always says that I be worried about everybody else, but he has me beat hands down. And that's the one thing, like I said, I can't give it to him. I think I'm cool. I think I'm calm. I think I'm collected, but I'm actually the live wire out of the two of us. He's really the smooth man. You know what I'm saying? I get ratchet. He doesn't. He always sees the better, and he's has the personal problem solver mind, where he's going to think it out, but he's going to also talk to you to where you see where, whatever it was that you were doing, it's either not that bad or it can be solved. And that's what I think most people love the most about Drake. He's that brother. So again, like I said, man, we definitely gonna miss you. It's a blow to our community. It's definitely a blow to me. So I would need each and every person at different times, but for the most part, I think I got it. I think.
Well, listen. So Zay gave me a call. So my uncle, this is one of my favorite uncles. Everybody know Uncle Mike. Uncle Mike was going through a sickness and he passed away this week, which is different because we're expecting it. You're seeing somebody transition. Doesn't make it easier,
Easy.
but you can expect it. So I got that call and it was hurtful. Xavier called me and said, "What you doing?" He said, "I think he said stand up or sit
No,
down."
I asked you if you were standing up or sitting down. Could do the
And then
opposite.
so listen, again, you have somebody in that call. You know when you get that call for somebody to say, you know the call. You're just waiting on that name to drop. And when that name dropped, I got angry. I got angry because I couldn't believe it. But then I didn't think about myself. I thought about Zay. I thought about Doug. I thought about Doug Lawson. I thought about everybody that, this is a grown man that when I see Dre, a big teddy bear, I will run over and hug on this man to jump on his back uh, because he genuinely was a good person. Like we talked about crypto, we talked about taxes. Last time I seen him, they had about a 4 hour Uno card. I don't even know what cards they were playing, but that's just everything's about just having fun, living life, and it just seems those people are the ones that leave here. But for a person like that to leave here, man, I'm struggling with it. So when they call me, it's just I'm on the West Coast, and because of these deaths, I gotta cut my trip short. You know what I mean? So that's just a testament to who he was. And say your work don't stop. You guys started something, and you definitely got to see it through because that was the gift that y'all had. That friendship, that partnership. Everybody can't go into business together. Me and Mario talk about it all the time, and we do have to pray for the family because we didn't see it,
Yeah.
man. But this was a raw
Hey, that.
moment, and I tell anybody out there watching, this is one of them dudes I love. Like he was a brother, cousin, everything. I love this guy, man, and I am hurt just because I know how good he was, and I know all the people that's hurt because he impacted so many lives from business to personal. So shout out to
You know what's funny? It's crazy. We were talking earlier, and you know how you said you were angry, right? We got another business partner, Shiloh. He called to check on me, and like I said, I appreciate each and every person that sent me a text or a phone call, even if I didn't answer your call. Please don't take it against me, but I had to protect my mental peace and space, so I couldn't feel it because just like it shocked you, it wowed me. And the crazy part is what you said. Dre's so genuine and so willing to help each and every person, so helpful. We like it's a land full of fuck niggas and they still breathing God's air. But they took our good brother. And like you said, that's the one of them things where we can't challenge what God has done. We just got to look at it and say why. But then also work on that relationship so you can hear the reason why and then carry out what you already started to do because it's the reason why you started. You know what I mean? And just wait for that little numption from God just to let you know what it is so that you can finish it out and make both yourself and the fallen brother proud.
Rest in peace.
All right. You will be missed, King.
Turn your mic on.
You are a professional.
man. I'm tore up tonight. Listen, uh,
Hit
we
the act.
we never seen. Listen, I can get political. We never seen COVID coming, but it's here. It's reality. And the thing that angers me, I feel like a Jamaican because I start calling America Babylon, because of the politics involved. So we wanted to talk about a trending news thing because America's really never cared about people of color. But all of a sudden, they care so much that they want to get all of us vaccinated. So when you hear people now talking about the COVID vaccine and how it's important and whatnot, and how they're doing anything to get you to do it, I'm conflicted on that because we are losing people from COVID. But with America's history, hell yeah, I have a right to be skeptical from the blankets with smallpox to the fact that they locked up Negroes for marijuana and giving us 10-year incarcerations behind marijuana. And now you care so much about our lives that they had a new thing now where they're giving you a joint, a $5 joint of marijuana to come get vaccinated. I was so insulted and angry, but listen, that was y'all's story because I can go all night. I just feel like it's an insult, and I don't know if y'all seen it. That's on y'all, man. Who had it first, Mario?
Yeah, I felt like you too, Horace. Like I couldn't believe it. So when I sent it to y'all, like, man, so I said, I can't believe they're giving out. You can claim your free joint. I said, I gotta read more because it's just it can't be saying what it's saying. So then as I read in the thing, it starts naming other places like Arizona. You can claim the cannabis shots if you come show your vaccination card, you get free edibles. And New Jersey, they partner with other cities and they give in breweries giving you free drinks and beers. So then I'm like, bro, what the hell? Am I in the Twilight Zone here? Like, so you giving out weed and bill for a health shot? I say, man, this is I never thought I'd see the day. Let me tell you something. When I walked into 2020, they said it was gonna be Barbara Walters told me this shit was gonna be crazy, but she never told me this is gonna be like this. And this is ever since 2020, I've been on the edge of my chair looking like, my God, what is next? I've seen the unseen. And I'm like, I'm living in a twilight zone. Because I don't even know what's next. Next thing you know, prostitution is gonna be next. All over the world because it seems like the gloves is off.
Hey.
What you guys say?
That was the first profession. You know, don't ever forget it. Now you got to read your history book, the real one. But the jabs for joints is definitely an insult because I'm gonna have my own joint anyway. We're gonna just clarify the record right now. However, I don't even own a tattoo. I ain't got a piercing or nothing. Y'all are not stabbing me. I'm not okay with that. Y'all can't just fool me like that. I got brothers that's locked up behind weed, and y'all are millionaires and billionaires behind this industry. And y'all want to taunt us black people in this poor time to say that you'll give us a high if we just take your drug. Yes, you a peddler your damn self. I'm all right on y'all. I'm good. What you got, Chris? You are a professional.
Step out the matrix.
You got to say something, Chris.
They is loving this.
Hey, well, y'all on my ass side when the Decepticons had that kidnapping. They got my dog.
Hey, you can't report.
And he froze on the angry face.
Like, shit. you can't report live in the matrix. You gotta step out. You gotta step out the matrix.
Oh man. Beam him back in, Scotty. Beam him back in.
Oh, that's a clip, man. Listen, last week, what was the show? I mean, good damn it, man. No, honestly, man, it's an insult to people of color when you have something like that. Even when they were talking about legalizing the marijuana industry.
They crack cocaine. You forgot about Seattle?
I know people personally, elected officials that you've elected to office that were all behind legislation that made sure they locked us up. You know how they were locking up? Because prison is a business too. You know, when you had the governor get sued by the prison company because the governor promised to have the prisons at 80% capacity before they can make money. And for a couple of years, I don't know what was going on. We wasn't getting locked up like that. And there was a lawsuit against the state of Florida, blah, blah, blah. So those same people that pushed that now are positioning themselves to open up dispensaries. Some of your elected officials now, when they did it, I said, okay, well, it'd be some chance for some minorities to get some things. No, when it came out, they had the stipulations where you had to have like a 10 years experience, a horticulturist. You had to have X amount of money in the reserve. You had to have all of these things to make sure that opportunity that you thought you was gonna have wasn't there. And I'm just tired of it, man, because we don't pay attention to that. Like, we got short-term memory. We gotta kind of research those people when they come up in the office. Stop voting for these people and go back and look at their track record when it comes into office and say, okay, well, I remember you voted on this, so I gotta respond differently.
You know what's crazy? Too, that you say that, my brother has a piece of farmland out there in Belglade, which was given to us, left for us, inherited, I should say. And me and my brother just knew, boy, but we hidden the money. And the stipulation was you had to have a farm in your name for 30 years. It couldn't be handed down to you in order for you to get into it. I said, amazing. How the hell that's gonna happen? Then the prison facility that they have out there in Belgrade, guess who bought it? Ehrenberg.
Yeah.
Who is he? He's the prosecutor, state attorney.
Yeah.
Him and his cronies, they bought it. They intend to make the whole jail facility a grow house. Damn, in the best soil on the planet, Belgrade services a third of the world's sugar from her soil. Imagine what it's gonna do with weed. These niggas something else, but they'll lock me and you up.
That's gonna be a sweet high.
Kiss me back.
Where we might for joints.
Use the tablet, he say. It'll be fun, he say.
Laptop.
Don't use the laptop, he say. It'll work great, he say.
I've never had a problem.
My boy is back for the
matrix. I used it twice and now I got a problem, but never mind.
My boy back for the matrix.
Okay, jabs for joints. This is what I got.
Oh my God.
Got him.
I'm playing in the spirit.
Oh my God.
Ooh. Okay, so I really don't have much for this, man. I understand that you can't trust anything that the government is willingly giving over to the blacks. I would be very, very skeptical about that. And that goes from all throughout our history. At the end of the day, Big Don's Wi-Fi. Okay. At the end of the day, you have to always think. The first time we was offered a one-way cruise, it ain't been a good idea since. So be careful about what you take for free. I would even be skeptical of a joint that they plan on giving you for the shot. Both of them I would be very skeptical about. But I'm completely straight on that.
You got to read the side effects, Chris. It causes.
Chris,
yeah,
you gonna love me after the show. I didn't have any issues. Auntie say she thought you was at CNN.
I was. I went in the back room, but this is the employee restroom or something.
Oh my God! And listen, I'm emotional and I got a headache from laughing, boy. You got me with that one, Chris, because
the angry face.
Cause you froze with your face like I'm a kid, man.
Stay off the weed.
I'll get the jab.
Oh man.
Hey, and the bad thing about that last thing about it, right? When you think the government gonna give you some 5 marijuana, man, you gonna be listen. They
I
gonna
bet you gotta pick it up from the police station.
What?
They gonna be like, got him.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't gonna say that Gene.
We got a viewer question that me and Mario will take the lead on. And then
Don't worry, me and Chris gonna clean it up.
Let me make sure put things back to order. Bam, right over there. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Blue pill, red pill.
Yeah. We the Voltron, that's Decepticons.
That's a good one.
Oh my God. Listen, so
where the Thundercat at?
Ooh. I'm about to say that you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
All right, we got a viewer question, so let's go with it, man. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Hi. This video question is to ask, how do you know when the woman that you're interested in or that you're dating is the one that you want to marry and be with for the rest of your life? This question is to the Black Super Friends. How do you know that the woman that you're dating is the one that you want to marry and be with for the rest of your life? Thank you.
That's easy.
Well,
I'll let y'all answer first, though.
The marriage and formally marriage before we go to the max. And we got to come up with a turn. Listen, Chris, put this together.
Okay.
3 S's. Single, straight, successful.
Okay.
You guys, yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
good, boy.
I don't know how you use it, but put it together because there ain't a lot of us out here. Mario, take the lead on that.
Well, I'm purpose driven, so here we go. It's time to go. So I always say that first of all, the criteria for me was what kind of woman was I gonna make it to the end with? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was gonna like last the test of time? Like, because we never know what can happen, but how do I ensure that I get to the greatest? I ensure myself with the greatest odds of getting to the end. So then I had to start looking and taking accountability of like, okay, what do I want and what lasts? So then I had to say, at some point, Mario gonna have ups and downs in his life. So I need somebody who's gonna ride for me. So I had to say, I need somebody who's gonna be there for me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who care about me when it's not even they supposed to. They're not even supposed to care about me. They just genuinely want to see me do good. And a lot of people use the word love, but I feel like I want somebody who on their own track in some kind of way, it seems to mirror mine. And they seem to mirror mine thought wise. And I'm not talking about like I wanted to be an accountant, she wanted to be an accountant. I'm saying we want to raise our kids in the Christian house. We want to do, you know what I'm saying? Those morals are seen to be sound. I think I knew I wanted to marry my wife when I said I can see myself with her for the rest of my life. Through the thick and through the thin, I could actually see that. I believe that right now, she was the first woman I can spend multiple hours with in days without sex and actually feel comfortable chilling with you. Like, it's okay. I'm not horny and I still want to see you. Like, that was like whoa, I really want to just chill with you. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't even want sex that much. I just want to be in your company. That was amazing to me. And she was one of the first people that I feel like genuinely, my daughter means a lot to me. And I feel like I watched her and my daughter build a relationship, and I was like, man, that like the mother intuition that she had, and just the way she used to talk to her and help her and just take a love for her. I seen she loved kids. So I knew that if I get married, I was gonna have another child, and she would be the one. So to me, a lot of times women ask me like, what made me marry my wife? What made me marry my wife? But I'm gonna say, at the end of the day, I got myself right, and then I started searching in my purpose. And I think she is a part of my purpose. So as I got to the next step in my purpose, I think that God put her in my life to get to the next step in my life. So I think that I didn't really look for her. I think God placed her in my life to help me get to my next level, which is kingdom building. And I think every king needs a helpmate to help him build a kingdom. So if you ask me, I think you got to find your purpose first before you can look for or make a judgment on a wife to help you. Because at the end of the day, she's a help me. So if you don't have no purpose, then what will be her purpose? What would be your purpose in finding her? I hope I explained that good.
Right on, my brother.
Well, listen, can you guys hear me good?
Yep.
You hear me now?
Well, listen, at the time, for me, my choice at the time, I am single now, but I was married, and I don't regret it. The reason that I married and the thing that brought me to that point was, and I always talk about peace and prosperity. That was big for me. Someone like Mario says, where it's not all about sex, but you want that person. It's something about them that it feels like home. It's something that you identify with them, whether it's their friendship, relationship. It's something about them that you can almost feel aligned with. Second of all, I had met someone that I cared about more than myself, as far as like I really had a concern. Just like when I had a kid, my life was carefree before I had a kid. But once you have a child, once that baby came out, you guys know you were never the same. So thinking about your kid, thinking about your mate or your wife was, and it gets annoying at times because you really want to go get something to eat, but now you got to make that call at what you want to eat. Oh, I'm not hungry. And it's a lie. So you got to buy extra food just in case. But I identified with it for peace and the prosperity. At the time, I felt like it was someone that I could take it to the door with. Definitely the spiritual aspect was something that I championed, because we both had things that we needed to overcome, but we also think that have made it. Sometimes a lot of people will fall in love with each other, and you don't know that you guys share trauma, and that's a whole nother show. So our lives were so similar that brought us together. Almost similar how we came up, our family situation, and it was somebody that I wanted to champion and kind of go through it with. Um, the big thing for me was having someone that I know loved me enough, whether we were mad or sad. If I got sick, she ain't gonna pull a plug.
Dang,
Y'all think
that's
that's
real.
real? But hey, I have a friend that I work with, and listen, he got sick, but every day I would see his wife bring him his lunch to work, and I would be looking at, damn, like, bro, like, you sick and she still fixing you plates like this? And he ended up having a stroke, and she pulled the plug on him. And I never forgot that. You know why? And he had a big insurance policy. Sounds effed up, but it's real. So I think for me and most men, woman, you can be fine as hell, but that peace. When a man comes home, peace. People don't know how important peace is. And while we trying to figure out life and figuring out who we are, I want somebody that's gonna make me feel comfortable or make me feel safe enough to come to them and share what I'm going through. I'm not always perfect, but I'm always gonna be real. So hey, babe, this is what I'm going through, and trusting you to. You might have something to add to me. You might have something I need to hear because a king and queen are amazing together because that queen also is some counsel.
Hmm.
The king is powerful, but all through history, the queen has been important.
It's
So
real
I ain't,
too.
huh?
I said that's real. You
It's
can be
real.
the head, but you definitely need your neck. But in order to do this and do this,
Yeah,
so I understand you. I also would like to hinge on what you said about the peace.
yeah.
I took a lot of hate mail last week about my dialect because I told you ladies, y'all need to learn how to shut the hell up
Uh-oh.
sometime. And
Double
I want you
down.
to understand that that's where that peace come in. Listen, nobody don't care about you winning the argument or whatever the case may be. That man looking for peace. And if you keep yap, he gonna find it elsewhere. So that is huge. And another brother of ours, Mr. Kevin Roy, who's definitely a black super friend, said to me, my brother, he said, you find your wife, or matter of fact, I tell you what, he said, when I found my wife, I thought about how she treats me when she's mad at me. And his wife found a star. And I'm gonna have to model myself after my brother because I heard, hearsay allegedly from my brother Horace that I'm hard to deal with. I don't believe it, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I heard. So for me, when I'm gonna know that this is the right person and she's gonna be able to deal with me, like Xavier, because everybody loves Zay. But then when Xavier pops out in reasons, then it's a problem. So that woman is gonna have to know me and know that my heart is a pure one. I'm going to do everything that I said I'm going to do for you, and probably above that. Like Chris said, we don't come asking for your money. We got our own, so we can care less. And let us do without you trying to tell us how to do, and keep that fuss. An old man told me, "Don't let them women bungle your jungle," and that's the realest shit he ever said.
Oh
You feel me?
jeez. Oh jeez.
I love him. What you got for him, Chris?
Honestly, well, it's hard for me to answer this because I haven't picked a wife yet.
Me
But
neither.
what I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna talk personally because sometimes I don't like to make things too personal. But I want to talk as if I was giving advice to someone else or another man. What I would suggest is you pick the woman that inspires you to be better, to be the greatest man that you could possibly be. The one that inspires you, not the one that fusses at you to do it, not the ones that demands it, the one that inspires you to do it. Just her having her makes you want to lose 20 pounds. Just having her makes you want to go back to school and get that degree or get that doctorate. Having her makes you want to start that business, or having her make you want to go up that corporate ladder at the business that you already in, man. So you want some woman that just sheerly inspires you to be better. I think the second thing is you want a woman that multiplies everything in your life. I seen a clip. I think it's Les Brown, a motivational speaker, where he spoke on women multiplying things in your life, and I think I don't know if that's completely true because I think that's generalization and women hate generalization. unless it fits
Preach.
unless it fits them, whatever. But at the end of the
Suitable.
day, I think that's the perfect woman to have. That woman that you give her a house, she makes it a home. You give her groceries, she makes it a meal. A woman that multiplies in your life, not divides in your life. You know what I'm saying? And there's no special talent in being taken care of. None. There's no special talent in being treated well. There's no special talent, no special skill in accepting gifts. The skill is being reciprocal in relationships. That's the skill. It's not hard for you to just receive money. There's no talent involved in that. So you want a woman that multiplies everything, damn near every aspect of your life. And I think the last thing is you want to pick the woman that not only you want to procreate with, but you want to parent with. A lot of us want to get women pregnant. Men like a lot of men. I say it like this because Horace reminded me of this earlier this week. I have a saying: women struggle with accountability, and men struggle with responsibility. So at the end of the day, it's easy to want to get a woman pregnant, but it's hard to want to be a father, and for two to want to parent with that woman. Pick the woman that you want to parent with for the rest of your life. I'm not saying every single ideology or ideal is going to align, but you guys, the skeleton of what you want is similar. It's the same. You know what I'm saying? So again, I think that one of the number one thing is picking a woman that you want to raise a child with, because you can't. It's not arguable. It's not an argument that a two-parent child has a better chance at life. So pick the woman that you truly want to procreate with and parent with. And I think that if she's checked all those boxes, why not? I am a little older. I have been this podcast that gave me a whole different mindset on marriage and things like that. So if that was the case, then those are the criteria that I would choose.
Chris,
Well,
drop the mic.
before the ladies man up there interrupted my comment and my commentary,
It's the Remy.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a remedy.
Ooh.
There's some keywords
Pause.
that I want the ladies to hear, and it's not just the word. You got to unpack it. Safe, naked, peace. Again, a lot
Heavy
of
on the
men are
naked.
looking for a woman that a man can feel safe with. Meaning, hey, I can talk to you and I know my business ain't out there. I can, unpack some of these emotional traumas, emotional triggers that I had in life, that I can have a moment where I can talk to you, and maybe I ain't asking for you to give me any direction, just to hear me. Sometimes we just want you to listen. That's important. And then you'll see a man get naked in the sense where he's open to show you who he really is. Because men, hell, if you don't see it every day, it is hard for black men. So after a long day on the job, in the world, a man wants to come home to some peace. He wants to feel safe, and he wants to be able to get naked with his emotions. Because 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old men are three different people. And we're going through phases. We are still evolving. So the best thing about relationships is finding somewhere where you can evolve and grow with. And last off, the thing I didn't have before is grace. To say we both don't have it figured out, but we are making a commitment to do this thing together and try to figure it out and break some generational curses and make some wealth for the next generation. Did I get it right? Well, that's what I had for it.
Amazing.
One more.
Amazing.
You cannot be disagreeable. You're either going to be right or you're going to be with me. You need to pick. That's just what it is. If you got to be right all the time, you take your right ass to the left.
Hey, Chris.
I'm not dealing with no disagreeable woman. I've dealt with that before. I'm not going to continue dealing with no disagreeable woman. If you want to win every argument and you want to base your win on the smallest detail, then I'm just not wasting my time. You have to get on my program. I'm not Hitler. I'm not any one of these dictators out here. I didn't pick you to run the F up your life. I ain't F up your credit, do nothing like that. If you don't trust my decision making, then I'm not the person that you need to be with. If you don't trust my teaching and my preaching, then I'm not the person that you need to be with. I'm not going to be second guessed everything I say. I'm not going to have to walk on eggshells around you. You're going to have to be on my program, and you're not going to be disagreeable with me. Because again, I'm not going to do anything to hurt you, whatever we got established or whatever future we have. I'm not going to do that. I have no time. I got no benefit on crashing this ship. None of it. None at all. So I'm either gonna be the captain, or you're gonna get your ass out there on that binky and float back to shore. That's how I feel.
My boy.
One last thing, and you know what, this is important because me and Chris, every year, every couple months, I share this clip where this rabbi talks about love.
Mm-hmm.
I have had people that say they love me, and I understand there's a shortage of single, straight, successful black men. But for men and women, make sure the love that you have from somebody is not selfish. I've met a lot of people, they don't even realize it. Maybe it's a toxic trait. Your love is selfish. I give you an example, and this is just using Zay is not your real life. Zay is a social media person. Everybody thinks he's funny, yada, yada. Girl goes in inbox. She thinks Zay is funny. She loves him, blah, blah, blah. But once she gets into Zay, and Zay didn't put that mouth on her, all of a sudden,
Elizabeth, it's the big one.
I had to get you. So after that, all of a sudden now, social media is an issue. You always on Instagram posting. You always doing those things. But that's who that person is. So listen to what I'm saying. The rabbi talks about selfish. You see a flower, do you pick the flower? You went and grabbed the flower. You liked it, so you picked it. But now the flower died. If you love the flower, you will water the flower. You know the whole routine, Chris.
No, he talk about fish love. He said you love fish so much that you go catch it, put a hook hit it in his mouth, gut it, and then fry it in hot grease. That's how much you love fish. No, you don't love fish. You love what fish brings to you. You love the feeling fish gives you, but you can give a fuck less about the fish.
You love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I watch that thing over and over and over and over again. And usually we don't get deep like that because the person that gets deep and gives me some insight is usually Mario, or believe it or not, it's Chris. And Zaya comes along.
You
every now and again. Hey, a dead clock get the time right twice a day. Don't worry about it.
The donkey talked in the Bible, so you know. I think he did. Damn. Mario.
I think it's interesting. I was going to sit back listening to y'all because it's interesting because a lot of times, you know, I enter my marriage looking at myself as a shepherd. So it's often asked people like, what requirements do a shepherd have for the sheep?
No. He got it.
No, for real, like what, like, you know, a lot of times men use the words like king, head of the household, captain, shepherd. All of those are leadership roles. Mm-hmm. But then the same men out here say all of that have a whole bunch of requirement for the people he leading. So I'm sorry, that always, you know, maybe it's just me, and I don't want to sound like the bearer of bad news, but to me, I think that a lot of the accountability go on to the man because from the beginning of the time, God made us first. So he gave us the first discernment. He gave us the first dominion. He made man and said it was great. Us. Then from us, he made a helpmate to help us. So we were made in his image. Mm-hmm. She was made in our image. So a lot of times accountability go on the woman are like, she got to do this. She got to do this. She got to do this. But I was always taught this. A great leader, great followers. So a lot of time when you hear a man who always complaining about his wife, always complaining about his house, always complaining about that stuff, you got to question his leadership. Because a good leader won't have all those problems in their house. I heard Chris say about arguing. If she trusts you and she trusts your judgment, she won't argue all the time. If she believes in you and she thinks you're the king that you are meant to be, she probably won't go against you that much. And I'm not saying every time. I'm saying it won't be a high enough amount to make it like aggravating to you. Because everybody gonna have flaws and everybody gonna have disagreements. But when it gets to the point where it's just aggravating, it's cringing you, that means you gotta ask yourself. Because a leader, you might have picked the wrong woman. Because we are pickers. So you gotta say, well, dang, she don't do this and she don't do this. But bro, you picked her.
Right.
So that goes back to you. So as a man, I take a lot of accountability on the woman I pick and how I run my household. Because if my house is in shambles, then it's two things. I'm not leading properly, or I picked the wrong woman. It all still go back to me.
That's
So
why I
that's
think,
Yeah.
Old man say, you run your house or you run around your house. Which one you doing?
but listen, and much as me and Chris bumped heads originally, that is what our friendship is. At the beginning of our shows, we had some good segments. And the biggest thing that I took from this, and I thanked y'all a couple times, being accountable. When I was on this show, we were came out of divorce and we talked about relationships. All I did was practice accountability. Even before I learned what accountability was fully on this show, being accountable. Some of the conversation I didn't want to have, but I had to. And I feel like now I am the best me that I've ever been in life. So I got to thank Mario and Chris for some of the conversations we had, because accountability is needed for your own growth. So I know this year, most of our beginning episodes was having accountability. That's why the approach I had was always talking about me, not trying to talk about the other person, because I can only control me. Chris,
He's still
See,
humble.
you over yourself.
He's still humble at bragging. He talking about
Thirst trap.
he's the best version of himself, overlooking the great city of Los Angeles. You think you slick, boy? You ain't slick. You ain't slicker than a goddamn can of grease. Right? No. I know what time it is, man. But no, I mean, but I do agree with you. I think that I think that what Hardy is saying is right, but I think it's more about responsibility than accountability. You have to be responsible for your house. It's hard. I understand picking the right woman, but your responsibility is to make this house the best house it can be. Your responsibility is to make your family that you help create the best that it can be. That's your responsibility, and to lead, step up to the plate. That's why in our last show I was saying I thought that men should be forced to deal with their anxieties or their shortcomings.
Oh, got him. Man.
yes,
That's what going well. Who cares when everything going well? You're a great leader when things break down and how you respond to it, because that's what life is. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it.
Drop the mic.
So again, like, yes, we have to step up and be accountable to be leaders. We got to want that. That's the thing that we have to want. We can't go into trying to look for women that's yes, if she's better at clerical stuff, yes, put that on, delegate that to her. But that don't mean you sit on your ass and not do nothing.
Right. I think you got to learn. I think a lot of men got to learn. But see, what happened is what Tootie say right now is true. He just said it's not a lot. See, we can't deny the truth, the elephant in the room. There's not a lot of single heterosexual men doing good, right? Cool. Right. That's not a lot, right? So because the pickings are slim, that don't mean you're ready for leadership. It's almost like if a job don't have no manager, and it only got workers, that don't mean that it's a manager in a group of these workers. They just need to fill the job application, so they're gonna pick one of the lesser evils. And a lot of time when men get the job, because it's like you didn't focus on learning how to be a leader before you said this is my position and I'm a leader. Yeah. Like, you got to work on being a leader. Like, leadership take discipline, but you don't have to work on that in a relationship. You need to work on that in yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what you're saying. So then what Chris saying is true, because then you'll be able to step up and be responsible. But if you're not responsible before you get a wife, you just don't get married and say, I'm responsible. If you're not a leader before you get a wife, you're not. Tomorrow, I'm a leader. If you don't have no discipline before you get a wife, you're not gonna say, "Hey, I'm responsible for you and all my children." And here go the discipline. We're gonna save money, bro. These are things that you need to be working on as you court, as you date, as you preparing yourself. Like Tootie said, he's the best he's ever been right now. So that means after his divorce, he started chipping away at his foundation and say, "Let me rebuild my foundation so I can build a house on that." But a lot of times people just get out there and say, because he could have said, shit, it don't matter how important my foundation is. I'm still the top choice because everybody want to build houses now, and that's the truth though. And that's what a lot of people doing. And us as black men, my heart, and I'm always gonna push that agenda because I feel like there's so many men who are great leaders, but they just not stepping up to the plate to understand the pressure of being a leader, and they just taking the job lightly.
All right, I'm gonna pander to the women a little bit. They call me the ladies' man, but I'm gonna be honest, Mario. Exactly what you're saying. It's a lot of men that are requiring things from women that they themselves are not able to reciprocate, meaning they want to reap the benefits of the rewards before they do the work. So as my brother said, do the work. Make sure that you have your shortcomings in check so that when you're demanding or asking these things, you shouldn't demand anything from a woman. When you're asking this woman to fall in line, to trust you, your guidance, your everything, your tutelage that you're having, you yourself have already worked on them with yourself. Because we're the worst critics of ourselves. In order to get that woman is going to follow you by your leadership. Once she sees the things that you're saying, you're doing, she gonna want to get like you anyway. That's any woman. They talk like you, they act like you, they pick up your mannerisms once they feel like shit, he know what he talking about. Right. But if you just requesting and you ain't doing nothing, you a bag of hot air. And this is the reason why I think a lot of women get that piece you talking about, Chris, that disagreeable, because you are short. Right. You didn't do your work.
Draw 4, reverse 2. Take that SIM card back off the goddamn crown.
Damn.
A lot of women, listen, don't act like it's all on them. A lot of women have to take responsibility for their bad choices. Because a lot of homosexuals, there's a lot of dudes that they know. So I don't want to hear that crap. But
it's a lot of niggas that lie too. So they are not all wrong.
That's the game.
So you say, but that's what happens. So if we're presenting ourselves as the king, the leader, the shepherd, the head of the household, the head honcho, you got to listen to me. You got to walk the same talk that you're presenting. Don't send your representative and then hit the snooze button, because that actually empowers the women that be killing us with the sideways talk. The guys that don't do the things that they need to do.
Chris, handle him, Chris.
I'm not.
He can never handle me.
My brother had a rough week, so I'm not gonna do that. But what I will say is this: if we're not all born leaders, and we're not all born leaders, but I think that it's in us in certain ways. What I would say is the best way to tap into it is look at your resources. What does your homeboy do? Is he a manager? Talk to him. Is your homeboy married? Did he seem like he got a nice home? Talk to him. Who you work with? Talk to the guys you work with. Men need to start talking to other men. We need to see what another man is doing and say, okay, well, help me, tutor me, or mentor me, or whatever the case may be. Because we're not going to know. We're not going to always know. We're not going to be because a lot of times we're not put in these positions. We when you go to think about it, when you at work, how many times have you was hired by a black man? It's rare that we hired by a black man. How many times you was taught in school by a black man? So these leadership and authoritarian, I hope I said that right. Whatever that word.
Yeah.
Those roles seem to be foreign to us. So we have to, for one, seek out those type of roles, or seek those roles out independently through our own endeavors, like our own entrepreneurship, or we need to counsel and mentor with guys that know what they do, and swallow your pride and talk to another man and ask him what's going on. Man, I'd lean on my circle all the time. Hardy will tell you right now. Me and him have a couple. He's younger than me, and me and him had conversations about management because I know he's been doing it. So let me pick your brain. How do you hire somebody? What are you thinking about when you have to discipline an employee and all those things? So it'll better sharpen my skills. So, but the number one thing is making your circle better. You know what I'm saying? Stop hanging out.
That's exactly what I was saying. I agree. You got to seek. That's my point. I'm just saying seek that. And I agree with exactly what Chris, because what happened is you'll sit there and say, and you will get into it and say, I didn't know. Bro, you never said nothing to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I agree with Chris was saying, like, as black men, I'm not saying nothing against white men, Asian men, anybody else, but this is what I'm talking to. As black men, dog, we do, because it's a lot. Like right now, Derek Burns is in the comments, right? My goddamn grass wouldn't grow. So my brother was like, shit, I had the same problem, bro. Do you know me and this man been talking about grass, like where to grow, dog. You think I'm so he like, I can help. Well, then help me. Like
Come
one thing
on,
about me, bro, if you can help me, help me.
please, please.
Tuda said something about stocks. My wife had just said we need to get more into stocks. Bitch, I called Tuda like he got there Merrill Lynch. Hey, what you think about this one? Oh,
That's
what, I
right.
don't know. Hold on. No, I'm saying it baffles me. When I had a problem with my taxes, when I'm trying to get my stuff together, why would I not call Zay and Dre? I just didn't understand like like how people be having people right around them and they'll be like, man, they ain't do it. Bro, reach
Right.
out and make it and humble yourself and
Yep.
say, bro, I want to learn how to be a better man. That's all it is.
That's what it got to
Iron
be.
sharpening iron. We use all them cliches, but then when it come down to the point of using them,
Yes, sir. But you know what? What he said, and exactly what I was telling y'all, man. You got to work. He's telling you got to work, and that's all I was saying. Hard for the guys that's requesting certain things, do the work on yourself first, and after, not after, she'll do everything that you
What I
say.
want to say.
Say it again.
It is a decision to grow.
Yeah, fact.
You have to get to a point. So we're this right here is because outside our circle, there's motherfuckers that ain't trying to grow.
And we can't fool with y'all. We love y'all.
Transition. We know our background, bro. You know how hard it was going from one angle to a job making $9 an hour.
I struggle
And
daily.
I work, and I became same Joker. Became an operations man. Went in the government for decades. But where I came from, and like Mario said, that it takes a village thing. Don't understand just a kid. It takes a village. Yeah. So when I talk about a lot of stuff, I'm not the smartest in the room. When I have made these new connections, my new friends that I've met in the last year, y'all have been in those circles. You know what I mean? Right. Hey, come with me down to a meeting in Miami, Mario. Hey, Chris. Oh, I seen this. Think about this. You should trademark that. Zay, Thursday night, come out to the Smoke Inn. Want you to shake hands with a few people.
Right.
We made a commitment and a decision to be better. Right. A lot of people ain't making that, man. It's almost like you're wasting your life.
And I think that women get one more thing. I'll let y'all go. I think that a lot of times when women get that mixed up is this: you look at a good dude and say he a good dude, so he probably can give me good advice. See, he might be a good guy, a good dude at heart, like his heart is good, but he might not have it figured out enough for you to get advice. I just never understood this. There's no way I'm gonna talk like right now. And I didn't before I got married, I didn't talk to a bunch of women about how to pick a wife. Cause how would they know? They got picked. But it seemed like a lot of women talk to men about how to be a good woman. Like, bro, we don't know how to be a good woman. We just know what it looked like. Mm-hmm. So it'd be crazy when you ask them kind of questions. Like, so what kind of woman did you? This I don't know how to make calls. I just know how I look when I want to get in one and buy one. That's two different things.
I just want the baby, not the labor pains.
Yeah. Shit, I know how to raise a baby, not have one.
That's what amazes me when I see the group of single women talking about relationships. I'm like, all of y'all are habitual single. Everybody in this group. So, listen, I'm not going to do it. But listen, we said we're going to be short. And, oh, man, good material. I don't know. Dre has blessed you from beyond, because Zay usually will be the Decepticon, but I will make adjustments as needed. Before we get out of here, man, I'm gonna go to closing comments, and I will start off closing comments. As much as politics, with all that's going on in the world, man, while I've been here, everything's so racially charged, from the police shootings to whatnot. I met a couple, young, older couple, Caucasian couple, I can say, right? Man, it's amazing the conversation that we've had. So I wanted to give them a shout out, because while I've been here, just sitting down having a general discussion about life. And it's almost like you're talking to your grandparents, older people. Some of those conversations in life, man, I encourage you to have, because you never know the blessing that you'll get from it. Nowadays, most people walk around not being able to talk, I just don't get it, man. So life is valuable. Tomorrow is not promised. Dre, Mike Wright, man, I don't even have to tell you from beyond the impact that you had on our lives. And it's going to be tough, man. But I've learned enough. I've had enough wisdom to know that life, as painful as it is, it goes on. So I would be doing you a disservice not to get better, not to do the things that we talked about. Whether each one of us had different conversations with Drake. So to Zay, bro, you know,
Yeah, I'm gonna
it's
need
another
y'all in the days coming.
we gonna have to work through, man. So I send all the love I can from the West Coast, and we'll get through this as a family. Mario.
Hey
Pop.
man, I want to say first, I want to tell y'all happy Father's Day, because the next time that we come on, it'll be the day after Father's Day, man. And I want to say it from the bottom of my heart, because I can truly, in good conscience, say all of y'all are good fathers. So good job, fellas, and keep going. And we're gonna keep getting better and better and better, because our kids are a representation of our hard work and determination. So happy Father's Day, fellas. And I went to a men's retreat this weekend that I was kind of like, well, I'm gonna go. I said yeah too fast, and then me and one of my homeboys, Monte, went out there with a bunch of uh, like pastors and brothers and stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell everybody, I think you should do that. Maybe you don't want to, maybe you not don't get into church like me, you know what I'm saying? But just having a weekend where brothers can kind of like talk, unleash. I learned a lot. There was a lot of married men there that had counsel, who had been married like 20 years and 17 years, you know what I'm saying? Who had went through some stuff. They younger years with younger married men there. It was some who wasn't married, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, don't, like Chris said, when you say about resources, it's a lot of resources out here for us, but we got to start tapping them. I know some of them might seem taboo or seem green or lame or whatever you want to say, but a lot of times those little situations right there, it hook, bridge the gap on a lot of stuff. I met people who business minded, and we probably gonna have business endeavors not out of this stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? And other stuff. I'm just saying it's good to get with a group of men that's headed in your direction and keep pushing you, because everybody needs support. So hey, I love everybody, and what you guys?
I'm gonna say, man, and everything that's been going on with me this week, I keep forgetting about Uncle Mike. And Uncle Mike was legendary. When we were growing up, and Big Norm would take us downtown. And it's crazy because I even bumped back into Uncle Mike while I was working in Port St. Lucie, and immediately, off the ears and the eyes, you already knew that was Big Norman, brother. You feel me? So I had to bring it back to his remembrance, and then he remembered who I was. So for Uncle Mike, I'm gonna say rest in peace. For Dre, I'm gonna say rest in peace, bro. We love you. However, you know Dre, Big Dre, King Dre, Teddy Bear Dre, Tax Man Dre, Music Man Dre. It don't matter. Cuz had a lot of hats, but he had a big heart of gold. We're gonna miss you. We love you. You know, you are an excellent father to not only your kids, but the kids in your circle, mine, and any other kid that he knew was a brother, cousin of his. Man, you were a great man. We definitely gonna miss you. I want to take that time to tell you that. I know that in this year, and excuse me guys for running on a rant, because like they said, I work this, man, every day. We talk all the time, so it definitely is a blow for me. I'm doing better than most people expected me to do, and that ain't my doing. That got to be God, or that got to be Drake, because I'm telling you this. But one of the things that we got a chance to do, and what Mario was talking about, was iron sharpen iron each other. All right. And one of the things we got into this year was making sure that we eat together, we make money together, and we vacation together. And as much as we've been together this year, I think we've been together the most out of all our years on this God-given earth. And I appreciate him for it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to also give a shout out to the class of 99 from Palm Beach Lakes. Y'all showed up and showed out for Drake. Now, Zay has been a Charger. He's been a Gator. And he graduated a Panther. So I've been all around. I've never been a ring.
The third time is a charm.
Was a charm? It worked there. It worked there. Now, that I ain't going to lie.
Yeah, how you start is how you finish.
On top. On top.
Come
But
on.
I will say this, man. They did show up. They did a thing to represent for the class of 99. And they did a little gesture. You know, they wanted to make $1,999 to present to Dre and his family, you know, in his passing, to show that they supported him for everything that he's done for them. And man, the magnitude, and this speaks to his heart, the magnitude of love and knowledge and mentorship that this man put in the world, they surpassed that in no time. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, I told a chick who put me up on what they were doing, look at God. Because a lot of people do a lot of scam stuff. This 2021. And she was honest enough to say, you know, we not only meet that goal, but we beat that goal. And we're going to bless the family with that, because that's what Dre was to us. And I'm telling y'all, for me, thank you, because that blew me. That blew my mind. And I never ever expected that. But I also knew the magnitude of the man that you guys did that for. And I'm telling you from the family that we appreciate it. Share the Black Super Friends, tag, share on your page. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for taking more than an hour, but we appreciate y'all for listening to us and tuning in. What you got, Chris?
Chris Caesar Leo.
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here for a while. I want to pin it back off of what Demario was saying. Man, it is our next show will be Father's Day, so I want to send a special invitation out to the fathers. Black Super Friends asks one question: what does fatherhood means to you, or what does being a father means to you? All we want you to do is send a video of just telling us what fatherhood or what being a father means to you. We're gonna make ours. We're gonna play them. But fellas, we would truly love to hear from you. And we want to premiere it on Father's Day. Tell us what being a father means to you. Now, here at the Black Super Friends podcast, we always celebrate Black excellence, especially Black male excellence. But not tonight. We're going to celebrate Black girl magic. I want to talk about Simone Biles. She has recently became the #1 gymnast of all time. That means she's not just the GOAT, she is the GGAOT. That's the greatest gymnast of all time. She is the most decorated, the most celebrated. But her story is much more amazing than her accomplishments. This girl was adopted by her grandparents, her grandfather on her mother's side. Her father and her mother had suffered from addiction, so she had to get adopted by her grandfather. Her grandfather, I think like at 6 years old, took her to a gymnast camp where she fell in love with being a gymnast. She parlayed that into one of the greatest gymnastic career ever. This woman also persevered to, if you remember, nasty Dr. What's his name? Lasser or whatever. I can't remember his name. His name escapes me right now. But she suffered through sexual abuse through him, through the Olympic doctor, to still persevere. This woman not only revolutionized gymnastics, but she created a move. I think it's called the double flip with a twist or something like that. That only 4 gymnasts, they named it the Simone Biles move. They named it after her. Only 4 gymnasts in the world has been able to even complete this gymnastic move, and it's so bad that they try to level the playing field by discrediting her and giving her less points on this move simply because no one else can do it. So we want to give a big shout out to Simone Biles. She is the greatest gymnast of all time, and this is the great display of Black girl magic. We here at the Black Super Friends podcast, we salute you, my sister. And if you ever single again, holla at your boy.
Shooting that pistol.
Hey, as we go, I had a idea. Black Super Friends is really trendy. One of my friends here said women go on vacation all the time. They're going to take a girls trip, and they go and they do the t-shirts and they go all around the world. I don't see enough men doing those type of trips.
They don't. Shout out to my boy Kwame. Him and his crew got together and did a guy's trip to Colombia this weekend, and I thought that was very inspirational. They even had the classic, we get together and have our prayer meeting while we be on our guys trip, but we don't be with that fuddy-duddy stuff, BDMC. You feel me? And I got to take my hat off to them guys, see?
I think they do. We just can't post it because they be buying puss.
Oh God.
No, they weren't doing that. They had a Bible and all. I saw them. They were holding hands.
That's probably what it was. It was a religious
100%.
retreat.
It was a
100%.
retreat. It was a retreat. Did I
That's
take
what
out
it
the
was.
10-on-1?
Gotcha. My bad.
We're gonna take you on one, Chris. Don't worry.
I hope you buying puss.
You gotta buy your own, my brother.
You gotta get your own
Like
peso.
you gotta pull your own trouble.
You gotta get your own peso.
No, we don't buy it. We don't buy it. We don't buy it.
They don't give you food in Mexican jail.
We do not buy puss unless it's on a good
A
discount.
great deal.
Two for one.
Well,
Chris
listen,
couldn't help but be trash meal. Don't worry about it. We couldn't end
I did good, and then I bring you up, and then I got to bring you right back
You did
down.
great. I waiting on you to drop the mic.
Mia needs counseling because throughout this show, she talked about Zay, and I just don't even know about Mia anymore.
I think Mia's just fine. I don't think she needs any counseling, but I mean, it's just me.
Listen,
I know what Mia need.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, baby.
I want to apologize to everyone. I'm forced to film from the West Coast.
Oh, you're forced.
The show
Yeah.
wasn't
There's Trap Daddy.
Joe
Blow. The love of man. You should
Listen.
be paying me.
So I apologize if I wasn't in the studio and the quality of the sound and audio wasn't the best. So please forgive me, but I wanted to do a show considering the events that we all endured this week. So I apologize, Chris.
Is that the NBA behind you?
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Dos Equis.
Why do you counsel? Because you trash her? Me, I'm going to fly you out. I'm giving you a personal invitation to fly you out.
Flew out.
Hey.
One way ticket.
For you.
She needs help, guys. She needs our help.
God.
So, what Baloo's at this tonight?
Vienna. I seen him about 2-3 times. Yeah. I think she complimented you on the haircut. She said you look like schoolboy, Chris.
Oh man, yeah, I cut it off, man. I'm about to go to his funeral, man. I want my boy to remember me like he remembered the last time and stuff like that.
When y'all met?
Yeah, no, I just cut it off. I wanted to get a different look. I might grow it back, but it's summertime. It's getting hot, and I got that runaway slave hair, so it's really expensive to cut that thing every week.
All right. Well, hey, reporting live from the Black Super Friends, we ask that you hit that share button, tag a few people in the comments so they can see it, and hopefully they can share. I apologize, but this show needed to happen. So, reporting live from where we at. We'll see you next week on the next episode of Monday Night Raw. Thank you kindly. Later.